Imagine being able to travel to any point in time. Where would you go? And what would you do? You could witness some of the greatest moments in history.
That's gotta be Kane! Break it down! Degenerate into something cool. You just got tired of doing what you're told to do. That's a race, boy. Yeah. That's a race, little man. Break it down.
New studio, who dis?
Whoa, what is this? The Joe Rogan podcast?
I know, right?
What are we famous?
Yeah, kind of.
Oh man.
Thanks
this is
to all
nice.
the donations.
How about the sweet new logo back there?
It's very nice.
Looks like we're a legit podcast.
Yeah. You know what else? I don't want this new podcast studio to take away, and hopefully we're sounding better as well with all the acoustic panels in here, but I don't want this to distract from what a great fucking Raw this was.
Best Raw ever or best Raw
I'm
ever?
going to go with answer D, all of the above.
All of the above was
All
the
the
right
above.
answer.
By the way, probably one of my top T-Pain songs. Also, all of the above.
All the above featuring Mano?
I believe it was
Mano featuring T-Pain.
It was.
Yeah.
But
You know what my favorite line from that is?
what is it?
When I think that I can't, I envision Obama.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
And it has a lot to do with Stone Cold.
Shit, we just lost three listeners just for that comment.
Come on, guys, get over it.
Yeah.
But when I think that I can't, I envision Obama. Really, really goes together with Stone Cold's run here, don't you think?
I would agree.
He's really just doing everything to
Yeah.
get his point across.
And he's making his point.
His point is being felt.
This Raw was like, when I watched it, and we watched it separately, but when I watched it, especially at times at the end, I'm like, are we sure we didn't skip like 6 months?
Yeah.
Are we sure this is like not 98?
Yeah.
This is,
This
we're
has
still
got to
here
be
in
the first
97?
Raw. Maybe you could kind of consider the one where he like almost kills Brian Pillman's whole family as like one that Stone Cold took over this Raw, but he owned this whole episode. It was basically the Stone Cold show featuring a few other people.
I would agree with that.
And
Stone Cold
that's
show,
what you
yeah.
remember. That's what you're like, oh man, it's him, snatching all the DX guys later in the 90s and him terrorizing Vince McMahon and everybody. That's what you remember. And this is where it starts, I feel like. This is awesome.
I was going to say, like, I don't want to, pre-ejaculate when I say, is this the Attitude Era right now? Or is this just like, hey, let Stone Cold run the show, and then like, ooh, ratings are pretty wild for this.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is the Attitude Era now. I don't think that like this episode is the official start, but man,
there's a couple points you can pinpoint too. We'll figure it out, but I think this is just the things that kind of go on with Stone Cold, just kind of again running the show. So the episode is 16, and this is on season 5. So season 5, episode 16, and we're starting off with Stone Cold glass breaking. Big pop. Where are we at? In New York?
oh man, yeah, is it New York?
Mm-hmm.
Rochester, maybe? Yeah,
I think it's Rochester.
I do remember them saying that a lot. No, is it? No.
It's definitely New York. I don't know if it's Rochester. I thought it was.
Yeah, it might have been.
Doesn't really matter.
No, it doesn't.
Doesn't.
I thought this was Stone Cold Steve Austin's home. That's what I thought.
Well, he
Just
makes
because
it
he
his
makes
home.
it
He
his
makes
home.
it his home, yeah. So Stone Cold is out, and he has a little in-ring promo with Vince McMahon. And during this whole entire interview, I mean, Stone Cold's just laying into the mic, but he doesn't have the microphone. It's like Vince has the microphone, and he just has Vince's hand like this, and it's just so awkward. But like Vince has like a little boy at like a Make-A-Wish Foundation, like he's just giddy as Stone Cold's like talking. He's like, money, more money.
He's figuring it out, man. He's like, this is all going to work so well.
So if you remember, Stone Cold had to do double duty. Was this last week when Psycho Sid didn't show up?
Yeah, last
and now
week's Raw.
he has himself a title shot at the next pay-per-view.
Yeah, and then he went to In Your House and beat Bret, made him tap to the sharpshooter.
Yeah.
Now they're announcing he's got a title match at the next In Your House, which is just a couple weeks away. against the Undertaker, which is awesome.
Yeah, that would be a great match.
Yeah, and yeah, we get a pretty quick turnaround in a pay-per-view too.
Yeah,
so like we got like 2 more Raws and it's already pay-per-view.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So they're bringing up that pay-per-view, and Stone Cold is very quick to just dismiss that at all. It's like, championship match coming up. Stone Cold, what do you think? He's like, I'm not done with Bret's ass. I love it. So he calls out Bret immediately, and he wants to do a street fight. Not at a pay-per-view, not in a couple of weeks, tonight here on Raw.
Which, when I saw this, I was like, all right, this is awesome. Already I know this is going to be good. I think I texted you, dude.
Yes.
Next episode, street fight, Bret Hart, Stone Cold. That's awesome. So I was pumped about that already. And I'm like, well, hopefully they actually do it because he starts this timer to get Bret out here. Or
It's funny because Stone Cold goes, he's got 60 seconds to come out here. And then, like, he's looking at his imaginary watch, which he's done before. And then the Titan John just has a giant...
a timer coming.
Timer, yeah.
Probably the precursor to the Y2J timer. Probably where they got.
You know what? We should probably go back. It's almost identical. I think it's the same.
You just don't hear the
they use. So it hits 0, and Bret is just a little delayed, but he answers on the Titantron, not in person, and he accepts Stone Cold's offer. But he also just kind of throws shade on all the American fans, calls them a bunch of scum. And hyenas, was it?
Yeah, he used the hyena a lot.
Yeah, that was too much. Maybe that's their drinking game.
I think it was hyenas were fresh because the Lion King had just come out like the year previous or something, or around there. So everyone was into hyenas at the time. Because that's everyone's favorite character from the Lion King, right? The hyenas.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were hilarious.
Because they eat Scar at the end?
Yeah, they're the heroes of the whole thing. Right? They should have called it the Hyena King, right?
Yeah, probably.
I mean, come on.
But we have some good matches coming out. So they're plugging the rest of this Raw. We are going to get Ahmed versus the Sultan tonight.
That's a couple big guys going. Big floppy bodies banging against each other.
Yeah, and I don't think the Sultan, I mean, besides Rocky Maivia being a little bit like, 6'4", 6'5", the Sultan hasn't really, had a good match with anyone that's a bigger specimen,
I don't even think
right?
he's faced anybody bigger.
Yeah,
probably.
So we'll get to see that tonight, and then it is plugged that Ken Shamrock is going to challenge Mike Tyson.
What does that even mean?
We'll
I think they
guess.
teased this at. Is it teased? Toes? Should it be toes? Teased it.
No, because tease is present.
Right, teased.
Or teasing.
I was going to say they teased it
Yeah.
at the In Your House, but that sounds wrong. It should be toes. I feel like they toes it. But that's not a word. It's definitely teased.
So what if you're teasing somebody with your toes?
Ooh, see,
Would it be
that is
toes?
That is toes.
They
Oh,
toes me with their
they toes me.
toes?
They were toesing me with their toes.
It's kind of crazy. Good thing I don't have a foot fetish.
Yeah, I know.
Where are you on the foot
Not
fetish
yet,
thing?
at least. No, I don't get it.
Okay.
I mean, good for you if you do, though. I feel like it's a really cheap nut. Like, you don't have to really invest that
I
much
feel like
into
it's a
seeing
cheap
people's
nut, but I think they get so into it. It's like, who's paying for feet photos? You can
Right,
just
I
send
know they
anybody's
do. They
foot.
get way too into it.
So I think it needs to be. It can't be that easy, right? If people are paying for feet pictures.
Yeah, I don't get it that much. I guess we'll have to. Maybe we can swipe up if you're a foot fetish guy. Maybe we could talk to you about it. I don't understand it.
It won't be an
Do
intervention.
you
We just
think
wanna
that
talk about
do
it.
you think that somebody was like, oh man, you think that a lot of people had this foot fetish thing and they thought they were all weird, and then it's like one person's like just talking about it, and then, or do you think just one person talked about it and he was the only one into it, but now people see it and so now they're all into it? Like if you were like,
I think
I'm a
once
big earlobe guy, and then now earlobes become a thing.
I also think that sometimes it just releases things you didn't think you were into, right? Like midgets or something. It's like, oh, there's midget porn, and then you click on it and like, actually, this is kind of, firing some
So you're
synapses
just,
here.
you're hammering away on it and you're watching, whatever, and then like a foot comes up and you're like, oh shit, I nutted unexpectedly, and you're like, oh, it must have been the foot.
Must have been the foot.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Oh, that's never happened to me though.
I got some weird history too, by
Yeah,
the way.
great.
Apparently, allegedly, disclaimer, Benjamin Franklin was into flatulence for sexual arousal.
He was the first guy who did that, I bet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
big fart in the jar guy.
Yeah, I bet he got some Abigail Adam farts for sure. In a jar.
Right, and we don't have those from going back in time
No,
either.
no, I mean, why do you think I brought it up? She was doing the OnlyFans back then.
What'd you do? What did you say that one episode? Like, better him or some asshole from the future.
That was about Mary Todd Lincoln. Who?
Oh, yeah.
Still, I'd still beat my choice on who I would do, even with this cool background and everything.
Yeah.
Changing. I could probably do better, but I don't want to do better. She was my A1 from day one.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of cute. Your guys' relationship.
Yeah, anyway.
I've never seen you if I feel like you have butterflies in your tummy right now. Like I've never seen you you're very happy with this possibility. Next, we're plugging the interview in Kuwait, and if you are a fan of 90s wrestling, you know exactly what we're talking about. It's the infamous Vader promo that lands him in jail in not Saudi Arabia, but Kuwait.
Yeah, we were wondering where Vader had been, and they mentioned it like last week that he never came back from the Kuwait show, and he was in like jail or something.
Yeah,
and now they're actually showing what happened there.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a moment, and we also are finishing it off with the main event that will be Undertaker versus Triple H. So this card is stacked.
It's stacked. It's stacked on. I mean, everything is relevant. Think about that, Undertaker Triple H. That's a WrestleMania main event.
Exactly.
Come on.
In the match, spoiler alert, but it holds up.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, for like what happens, everything holds up today. There was no, even the bullshit stuff. It's like, fine. Right. It kind of worked out. You know what I mean? So, first match, as we talked about, we got the Sultan versus Ahmed Johnson. And this match isn't very long, but for what it is, it's pretty good. So the Sultan actually looks like very good.
Yeah.
He seems very mobile.
Well, he is good. We know that.
And then
he's just never given an opportunity really to do anything.
Right.
I think it's because he's always the bigger guy and he's got to play like, I'm going to overpower this
like that
person.
Sloppy, big, yeah.
But now everyone knows Ahmed could handle his business.
Yeah, he does an awesome pile driver to Ahmed. I'm like, okay, Sultan, I see you. But Ahmed shortly after lands the spine buster to set up the Pearl River plunge, and he is interrupted by Nation of Domination's music.
We are the Nation of Domination.
I mean, you're right there to the Pearl River. It's going to take 3 more seconds after it
you're going to do it, right?
Yeah.
They couldn't get there in time. Get the W and then deal with that,
So Ahmed gets out of the ring, and it's the entire Nation of Domination right under the Titantron, and he calls them out, tells them to come down here. But shortly after, the Sultan attacks Ahmed, and then Ahmed falls down, but he sneaks under the ring and grabs his 2x4. And then NOD was going to charge at Ahmed, and now they're backing up. Ahmed hits Sultan with the 2x4 and finally gets a DQ for this match. And then he attacks the Sultan in the ring. So, face becoming heel here?
I don't know. I mean, he was doing it to heels, so...
I guess.
Right? So it's okay. It's okay. You know, a little bit of what their own...
I gotta stop saying that because this is Attitude Era where everything goes.
Everything goes. I mean, look at Stone Cold. He's as over as anybody ever, and wait till all the stuff he does this episode.
I know. But speaking of Stone Cold, it pans to him backstage, and he has found Bret's locker room where him, Owen, and British Bulldog are in, and he has a chair, and he's just trying to beat down the door with his chair for a good probably.
Which I thought would be a lot more successful of a thing, but it doesn't. See, that's a pretty hardcore door.
Yeah, but I think the trick is you got to throw Bob Holly through it.
Right.
Yeah.
Then it's easy.
That worked for Ahmed.
Right. They don't call him hardcore for nothing.
Yeah. He wasn't. Well, maybe that's what makes him.
Yeah, I know. They were like, "Oh, we can't just call you Bob."
What is it now? It's
you
just
open
Bob
the door,
Holly, right?
Yeah.
So we are joined with Ken Shamrock on commentary. And they talk about the Kuwait Cup tournament that just happened. And I believe that's when we started this podcast that had just happened, right?
Yeah, last year Ahmed won.
Ahmed won
it, and we were so excited for the potential future of Ahmed. Which honestly, if he hadn't gotten his kidneys burst, I feel like he would have been champion by now. Don't you think?
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, he might have even beat Shawn that time because he was supposed to. be Ahmed 2 belts. Almost.
If we can give it to Psycho Sid, what, twice?
Yeah, then those
Ahmed
could
would
have
at
been
least
Ahmed. Those
get
would have
one.
been Ahmed
Those
spots,
would've
I think, because they brought in.
It wouldn't have been twice. It would just been once.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
wouldn't have stripped him from it. You know what I mean? Until like he started doing promos, and we're like, all right, maybe take it away.
WWF champ.
Yeah.
Red people, green people.
So who
No
won?
matter to
Who
me.
won this year? Tiger Singh Ali?
Tiger Ali Singh, whose dad was a big guy in the WWF, and so they're hoping some big things for him. I think we saw him like in one episode briefly, like 6 months ago.
Black and yellow trucks.
Yeah.
Trucks.
And trucks too, yeah.
And trucks.
Yeah.
He's got that. It's a Hummer, really. That black and yellow. So let's talk about this. So they're talking about Vader being in Kuwait, and let's kind of break this down a little bit. So there was an interview with Vader and Undertaker in Kuwait on, I don't know if it was in front of like a live audience, but it was on a talk show.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It was like almost, who would I compare it to? Like Ellen, but it was a guy. Wouldn't you say most like Ellen?
Yeah, he was dancing a lot. Yeah. And he was married to a woman.
Whoa! Probably would have been murdered if he wasn't.
I won't compare anyone from the Middle East to Ellen, a lesbian, because, you know, they might get offended.
Right.
Yeah. Did you actually go back at all and actually watch this interview?
Like the whole thing?
Yeah.
No, I just watched that clip.
Okay, so it's very short. I went back and watched it. It's probably 3 minutes. So the host of the show asks them, you know, a lot of people are saying that wrestling is basically fake. And The Undertaker answers it first and just says, there's nothing fake about, going in the ring, being an athlete, putting on a show, meeting fans, making their day, blah, blah, blah. It was a very, I guess, what
PC
Vader's
answer.
words is a diplomatic answer. So he goes on for a little bit. The announcer goes to ask another question, and then Vader steps in and goes, aren't you going to ask me that? And he goes, oh yeah, I will, but I actually have a question for you. He goes, no, I want you to ask me that. And he goes, okay. And then Vader just within like 10 seconds snaps, grabs the announcer. He goes, is this fake? And then he goes, do you think this is fucking fake?
Yeah.
He drops the F-bomb.
Ooh.
It's really good. And then it kind of ends, but then I watched a reaction or where Undertaker talked about that moment. And he's like, I knew Vader was going to snap immediately. He's like, any one of us, like if it was in the States, would have just beat that guy's ass immediately. But he's like, we're in Kuwait. I have no idea what even like.
Right. This is like, that's smart. That's the smart way to think about it. You know, this is like Vader or like Too Cold Scorpio in Korea.
I think
North Korea. Like, you don't know what's going to happen, dude.
Exactly,
Chill. You know,
yeah.
like let it be for a little bit, man.
Yeah, so Vader, I think is like, I think he said that he's like trying to drawn out his answer to like make it a little bit longer, so like Vader like cools down after this, but he was like just hot-headed, and he said right after that happened, he goes, I forget who it was, but because he had like the championship, they took him backstage immediately, and they left Vader. They told like Taker to get in the car, so like in case anything happens, he can get the fuck out of there, and then Vader ended up staying there and then ends up doing about like 2 weeks in jail.
That's ridiculous. Come on, Kuwait. Thought you were cool.
Good story though.
Yeah, it's a great story.
It's a great
It's
story.
great for our
I like
podcast.
Vader so much
good
more
move,
now.
Kuwait. Good move. Yeah, I've been a big Vader guy.
You've been a big Vader guy. So where are we at? So we're back with Ken Shamrock on commentary, and he's saying that up and coming. Is this on the pay-per-view?
I think you skipped a very important part of this whole Vader thing.
Oh, go ahead.
Because King has a great time with it.
Sure, we can. Yeah.
And so he's talking
If
about.
there's anyone that's going to remind me of King's line, it's definitely Tom.
It's not. Well, there are some good lines, but the best part is he is an incredible artist like King is. He drew a picture of Vader in Kuwait shoveling camel shit like as his community service, like he had to do that.
Instead
what
of
a
like
great picture.
breaking down rocks and whatever they do,
shoveling camel shit, and then he goes, "Oh my God, look at this toy stores. They've been selling these Vader toys," and he just pulls that out into packaging, and he just got a Sharpie and drew bars on the plastic.
It was well done.
Yeah.
It was well done. Yeah.
And I think Vince was like, well, if Vader were here, you wouldn't be saying these things. But it was good. It was a very good King moment.
How are they not concerned though?
Yeah, I don't know. They must know that it's going to be fine.
Like his legal team's like, yeah, who knows? Sketchy. But I guess this is upcoming. Vader and Ken Shamrock in a no holds barred. That's going to be at the pay-per-view, am I right?
Yeah. If Vader can get back in time.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. So Ken Shamrock is on commentary, as we mentioned, and he's calling out Mike Tyson right now, and he wants to see who is the world's most dangerous man. And he talks about Mike Tyson having rape charges and going to prison, and I knew what he maybe tried to say, but in this promo it sounded very, very rapey.
Can't talk about rape like that.
Oh, I have the quote.
Oh, good.
And these are his words verbatim here. If Mike Tyson thinks his rape charge when he was in prison doing time there, that's the sentence. Okay? When he steps into that ring with me, he's going to be doing some real hard time with Ken Shamrock.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
Sounds hot.
Jail or rape? I'll ask you that. Prison or rape? Which one's he mentioned?
I don't think they're mutually exclusive.
Okay. And then he finishes with, and if he has the guts to step in that ring with me, I'm going to take him down and put a hurting on his ass.
Oh, I thought you were going to say take him down to Pound Town.
Basically what he did.
Yeah, I was thinking, so I saw, you know how you have all these goofy signs all over your house, like live, laugh, love, and all that kind of stuff?
Laugh, love, live?
Yeah, whatever it is. I saw like a couple got one and they put it above their bed and it just says, welcome to Pound Town. And I was thinking about getting you that for your wedding. Would you guys put it up?
Sure. But if no one has a sign in their kitchen that says eat, where the fuck do you eat?
You wouldn't know. You could eat everywhere. There'd be crumbs everywhere.
There'd be crumbs
you
everywhere.
would never be able to. You'd have to get a Roomba just to vacuum all the crumbs.
I mean, signs are important. There's this whole song that goes, sign, sign, everywhere, sign. Do
Something,
this,
something,
don't
something.
do that.
When you read the sign, you live, laugh, love.
We should do that for our TikTok. It's just going through my house. Like, sign, sign, everywhere, sign.
So he's taking Mike Tyson to Pound Town. That's what we've decided.
Yeah, I don't know where he's going with that. So what are we doing? Because I thought Mike Tyson doesn't come out until...
I think he is at next WrestleMania. I think he's a special enforcer or the referee for Stone Cold HBK.
Mm-hmm.
So he might come sooner. He might be there sooner.
It would be cool to see that. By the way, I'm not vaping. It's not nicotine.
You cold turkey it?
Cold turkey.
You cold turkey the nicotine, huh?
Well, no, I still have the pouches, but yeah.
Well,
So
baby steps.
we did the 420 podcast. Now I'm like, I really like smoking weed, not only on the podcast but just in general. It's great.
Still not for me. I decided. Still not for me.
You didn't see the iron today.
It's upside down.
Stone Cold versus Bret Hart, and we're getting it early. Let's get it over with.
Yeah, well, I mean, we already know that. How crazy
your
is that?
face where you're like, really?
No, I know.
Next?
Because how crazy is it that we got the main event is Triple H versus Undertaker?
Yeah.
So then they have this match, which was just decided earlier, and this is just going to be in the middle of the match.
Why not?
That's insane.
Let's
This
do
is
it.
how you know Raw's already
I know.
getting good. We're getting Bret Hart versus Stone Cold street fight in the middle of the show.
Yeah. So
Bookended by two great matches, by the way.
definitely. yeah, for sure. Stone Cold versus Bret Hart. And Stone Cold is in the ring, and he is waiting on Bret Hart. Bret Hart's guitar riff hits. Bret Hart's walking down the aisle, and Owen and Bulldog come from behind and attack Stone Cold. So they are just putting an absolute fucking beating on Stone Cold between the three of them. And there is a little glimmer of hope in Stone Cold's eye. He needs Jesus.
He needs
To
Jesus.
save him.
Thank God he's a good Christian man.
Good thing.
Yeah.
Because that good Christian man comes out. It's HBK!
Woo!
He comes out with a chair, and he's cleaning house with Bulldog and Owen. I mean, These guys
unprotected
are out.
headshot left and right. Did you get Owen really good?
Good.
Yeah, man, just
Good.
like boom.
And then like Owen's just like literally like laying outside, like no, just go after Bulldog,
Yeah.
go after Bulldog. So he's like, these guys are outside the ring now, and HBK is still hitting them with chair shots. So inside the ring, Bret goes for a little bit of a concerto bit.
The Pillman, they call
Pillman,
it.
yeah.
Because that's what Stone Cold did to Pillman, where he puts the chair, the ankle in the chair, and he's going to stomp on it from the top rope and shatter his ankle.
So off the turnbuckle, Bret Hart jumps to land on that chair inside Stone Cold's leg, and Stone Cold moves and gets the better of Bret here.
Yeah,
now
just
he's
moves it in
working
the nick of time, and then lands a nice chair shot to the knee.
Ooh, and he's just working on Bret Hart's knee for a while here.
Yes.
There's a funny spot where Stone Cold is just, I mean, there's the chair shots are probably at like 7 or 8 right now on his knee. So then Bret Hart is barely conscious and moves to the end of the turnbuckle, and Stone Cold's just kind of like playing with him with the chair, just kind of like stalking him, just like following around, moving slowly. And Bret gets to the corner of the turnbuckle on like the bottom one, flips him off and goes, "Fuck you!" It was awesome. So then Stone Cold hits him with some more chair shots. Stone Cold finally gets Bret Hart over and lands a sharpshooter, and this was the entire episode. He was holding the sharpshooter
For 5
in.
minutes, right?
Yes,
5 whole minutes.
We'll put the timer here.
Yeah. That's what the
5 whole
I've never
minutes.
seen someone hold a submission this long ever.
I know.
I thought about going back and timing it. I'm like, no, but this has certainly been 5 minutes.
3:38.
3:38? Oh, man.
3:38.
That was good. That was close. That was, and the refs are trying to get him. They come out. They try to get him off.
Well, they're not really trying, but they're begging him. They're begging him.
They're
Come on,
there.
Stone Cold. Let go.
Please, dude.
Yeah,
It's
come
just
on,
over,
dude.
man.
Yeah.
Come on, Stone Cold.
So finally, they use some brute force, and again, this is like half of the episode is this sharpshooter, and I'm not mad about it either. That's the
that's
thing.
awesome.
It's like, yeah. So they finally rip Stone Cold off, and they tend to Bret Hart, and Stone Cold leaves, and Owen and Bulldog are finally conscious, and they're helping out Bret Hart, and Owen is screaming, "His leg is broken! His leg is broken!"
And he's holding his wrist like his wrist is broken. I didn't see what happened to his wrist, but
He
he's
got
playing
hit
that
with
up.
the rim of the chair in his hand when he went to go block it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's
so
when he
maybe
was
his
holding.
wrist is really
Yeah.
messed up. Though.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're playing the knee injury pretty hard here.
Backstage where we have Stone Cold just walking off from that home run he just hit. Gorilla Monsoon has a little word with him, and Gorilla Monsoon wants to kick Stone Cold out of the arena for his actions.
Yeah,
Wow, we're
he
finally
said-
doing something here.
Yeah. I know Gorilla Monsoon is like, you're out of control. What the hell, man?
I know.
Get out of here. And
He's
Stone
like,
Cold.
that's grounds for determination. You do that 8 more times, buddy, and we're going to have a problem.
And Stone Cold's not having any of it. He's like, do what the fuck I want.
Yeah, he basically says, I'll beat your ass, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. So awesome.
But he does kind of leave. He walks off like outside. Just kind of walks off. And that's, as you feel like that's going to be the last of him for the night.
Well, he did leave the arena.
Yeah.
We saw him walk out.
So
We'll
now
go
we
do
can get to what we wanted to see.
wrestling.
Yeah, Tiger Ali Singh versus Salvatore Sincere, our boy.
When's the
finally
last
back.
time we got
Oh,
to see
what's the matter,
Salvatore Sincere?
Hey.
I didn't realize how tall he was, too.
Yeah, no, he's like a
6'5".
pretty impressive specimen. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he is, and I still I don't know how he never got like a legit play. I mean, I get that his character's not that great, but I love him.
Yeah.
I mean, he seems decent. He almost beat the Undertaker.
It's funny because in this episode, as Salvatore Sincere wrestling, Vince says that this is like an up and coming young star, and he's got a lot of potential and a lot of talent. And I'm like, yeah, but he didn't get pushed at all. Yeah, I would agree with you here, but
His best match ever was his first match we ever saw against the Undertaker when he almost beat him.
he almost beat him.
Yeah, that was Undertaker's in his losing streak era, but still, pret's pretty good.
Well, yeah, losing to Mankind, not losing
Yeah.
to Salvatore Sincere.
He
There's a
almost beat him.
difference.
It was close.
It was close. Do you have notes on this match? Because I just had the winner.
Yeah, I have the winning method, which I was kind of excited to see. I figured Salvatore Sincere is going to lose. I was kind of excited to see Tiger Ali Singh's finisher. All he does is spinning heel kick for the win.
Yeah.
Which is lame. Come on, get a cooler move. You're a bigger guy. Get a cooler move than that.
Yeah. So Bret is shown backstage, and he is getting taken to a hospital via ambulance.
Yeah, and they do a really good job if they're still with Bulldog and Owen pushing them, and Owen's like, watch out for that cable, man.
Come on, you moron!
Yeah.
There's this, by the way,
Owen's the best.
yeah, I know.
You idiots!
Yeah.
You idiots, be careful,
I'm
my
gonna
brother.
rewind back when they're trying to get Bret on the stretcher, and he's like, his leg's broken! You moron! His leg's broken! And then they just end up carrying him backstage. They didn't even use the stretcher at all. But anyways, we're back to the ambulance. Oh, I lost my notes here. Sorry. So they get Bret, and they finally put him in an ambulance with the help of Owen Hart and British Bulldog. They shut the door on the ambulance, and then the camera pans over to the driver, and it's a bit hijacked.
Yeah,
Stone Cold takes the driver out of the ambulance, and it shows him, and then the doors are shut. So then Stone Cold goes in the back where Bret Hart is and just starts beating his ass while he's like locked on the stretcher. This is what I was talking about when I'm like, this has to be 2000, 99, 98 wrestling right here. Like when Stone Cold just like...
If that was like Triple H or Vince McMahon or something, then it was like, yeah, it's like would have been 4 years, like 3 years later, whatever it is. It was awesome.
As soon as I saw that camera, that's like, okay, why the fuck is there a camera in here to begin with? Yeah. I'm not gonna think about that because I know something epic's gonna happen.
I was like, okay, the Attitude Era fan in me knows that Austin's gonna be in or drive the ambulance, but I was like, maybe this is the first time they do it. Maybe this is it. We're seeing history, but I was like, oh, maybe not though. It might be stupid. Yeah. But it was exactly what I was hoping for.
This is the first time. That's what I'm saying. Like this could be the first like Attitude Era episode.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Of the Raws. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So after that, we get a how's it going out there, Monday Night Raw? Spending my day working hard on the go, with the hand on the cut, keep spinning too slow, 'cause I can't wait to be alone with my baby tonight. The real Double J. And this is the rivalry that I really do like seeing versus Rockabilly with Honky Tonk Man.
Yeah.
Let's make something out of these guys.
Yeah, let's make a all-time great tag team if we can.
Let's make a hit.
I saw something on Twitter the other day, and someone's talking about, I was one of the only few people who loved the Rockabilly character.
What was this on?
On Twitter, somebody's tweeting it.
Oh, really?
Because it was, I don't know, I think 25 years since they debuted him or something, and it's like, yeah.
Weird.
Yeah.
Someone should really make a podcast and cover that shit instead of just having a Twitter.
Yeah.
Don't you want to know more, dude?
Yeah, like get into it. Who's Rockabilly? Why is Rockabilly?
Yeah,
Where is Rockabilly now?
How did this form?
I think, I think this is a good feud, and yeah, we get him coming out and singing, and he does not sound great. Double J, that is.
Oh,
that's the worst.
I would agree. This is really bad.
Yeah, I think I have a line here that I put. Yeah, Vince says that the real Double J can wrestle just as well as he sings, and King goes, "Well, he probably won't win many matches then."
Not if he's singing like that. Yeah, it was very, very bad. Actually, and then no hot chicks singing in the crowd today. We just had like 2 9-year-olds.
Yeah. Well, if you think about it,
nope.
They're like 40 now. So.
That actually did save it. I don't know how, but that did save it.
No, yeah. They're like to be like 35, 40 years old.
I'm just thinking of them when they're 40, not like 21 or anything. When they're fucking 40.
This Wrestle Vessel's got me all screwed up.
Yeah. So, spark notes on this match. Rockabilly actually lands a spinning neck breaker for the win.
Which was cool.
Looking for the famous sir.
Yeah, well, he tried to land it right at the beginning. I don't know if you noticed that, and Double J moved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know that we get a famous sir later?
No.
Oh, no. We'll talk about
it. Okay.
So spinning neck breaker for the win. Rockabilly wins clean here, and then Double J right after that tries to attack Billy Gunn after the match, but Honky Tonk Man is there with his guitar and smashes the guitar over Double J's head kind of multiple times.
Yeah, beats the shit out of him with it.
Yeah.
Good for him. He needed a victory like that.
I think so.
Things hadn't really been going his way at all.
Sure. I would agree. Rockabilly. What's that? Do you know how the song goes?
No, but I love how he tries to do a dance move in the middle of every match, and it's just like
He did the dance move before the spinning neck breaker too.
yeah, he's trying to. They're like, what do you need me to do? He's like, oh, just wear these different clothes and do this in the ring a couple times.
Yeah,
You know, just don't have a creaky chair when you do it.
that is like the goal
Yeah,
and all that.
yeah.
But he'll tell you that.
You know, we got this new set and everything. We can't get better chairs still.
Donate to the podcast. That's the only way it happens. So backstage, we get Stone Cold and HBK, and they just survived whatever the Hart Foundation had to offer, and they're arguing though. HBK and Stone Cold are getting at it, and Stone Cold's like basically saying, "Get the hell out of my way. You have no right to interfere in my match. I don't need you." Shawn Michaels is saying, "It's not about you, buddy. I just hate the Hearts."
Yeah, it's about hurting them.
Yeah.
Is what he says, and that like who's getting along with Stone Cold right now? Not anybody.
No one's going to either. But the fact is, like, HBK was also kind of like friends with Psycho Sid, but that was the closest we've seen to an HBK friendship since we started this podcast. So I don't mind this because it's like two guys that are like, you know, in their own path and
Right. It's kind of
with
like where you see
backstab
Rock.
either
You
one
see
of them.
Rock and Austin later. It's like those two top faces that, you know, you like them both, but you really want to see who's better one. You know.
Yeah. Again, these guys can be feuding each other and it would still be good.
Oh yeah.
You know, for the title or
Yeah.
whatever, but now they're not quite joining forces, but they have the same enemies.
The
So that
enemy
will
of
make for interesting.
My enemy is my friend.
Wait,
Yeah,
what?
the enemy of my enemy is my friend. That's a thing people say.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend. Yeah,
Yes.
it makes sense because
Yeah.
it's like when a lot of times like girls don't know what to talk about, they just shit on other girls.
Well,
They
that's
can't
odd.
like hold a
That's odd.
conversation.
See, that's one of those where like jerking it and a girl shits on another girl and you're like, oh shit, surprise orgasm. Like, but not feet. Feet don't do it for me. Like, I wouldn't rather like unless they're shitting on the feet, maybe. No, I don't think so. It seems not.
Is that
wrong.
double negative?
Yeah,
Double negative?
or no, yeah.
Double gross?
Yeah.
Doesn't.
Well, it's not that the feet are gross. It's just not gross enough. It's
Uh,
less gross to poop on someone's feet than on someone anywhere else. That's like the least gross place to poop.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I've stepped in dog shit
Yeah, right.
barefoot before. And I'm
Right.
like, good thing this isn't my hand.
Yeah, or any other part of my body.
knee,
Yeah,
really.
yeah. Oh my god, your knee?
Yeah.
That would suck.
The last fucking place I want is my knee, all right. We'll move on. We got Mankind promo as well, and he's in the boiler room, rocking back and forth. You have a direct quote on this? at all?
I don't have a direct quote, but it was a pretty good promo, and he really talked about his experience taking Paul Bearer to the burn ward. Because
Yeah.
if you remember last episode, which was in your house the night before, Flash Cotton to Paul Bearer.
Flash Cotton. Yeah. That's my new superhero. Flash Cotton.
What's his superpower? Just fire.
Fire, yeah. He's like one of the guys from Fantastic Four.
But he could only do fire for like 1 second.
for a split second.
Yeah, that's it though.
He's like, hey, you're going to hate yourself for like 2 seconds if you keep that up. You don't want what I have, buddy. Worst 2 seconds of your
You'll be
life.
blinking pretty hard.
Yeah, you're going to be blinking. You're going to be rather confused for a minute. Flash Cotton.
But yeah, basically, he just talks about how badass Paul Bearer kind of took it. He didn't cry. His face was melting off, but he never cried. And that Mankind was going to basically avenge him and learn to be as strong as him to beat the Undertaker. Or do something to the Undertaker. I guess they don't have an actual match plan, but you could see that he is probably going to interfere in this main event.
Yeah, let's kind of talk about this for a minute. Where are we at on time? I think we're pretty good. We're almost
Do
done.
we have a time limit now?
No. Some people want us to wrap it up. Some people say go 2 hours.
Yeah, so we keep it right around
we're-
one, you
yeah,
know?
we'll keep it right around, yeah. Hey, we'll meet in the middle. Hey. Mankind. Because we know Stone Cold is going to go against Undertaker for the belt
Yes.
here. But he's got other priorities. And we know that Psycho Sid is officially gone now.
Is he officially gone?
I think
Seems like it.
He's definitely gone. I don't know if it's like in another episode or like 2 before this pay-per-view, but he's gone.
Yeah, because he didn't show up to the one match.
No, because he goes somewhere else. Like he's done with the company, for
right,
sure.
Right. But they played it like he was supposed to show up, but he didn't. And
Yeah.
so now that's...
Yeah. I don't know if they're even going to mention him
Actually,
at all.
Doesn't Stone Cold, or does he say this later? I think he said it in the first promo. He said,
No, it's at the end.
it is, okay.
Yeah, we can talk about that too.
I won't say it now.
Yeah.
We'll wait.
So I'm sure that this is probably it, right? Because I know his last match was, I think, against Undertaker after WrestleMania. So did that happen already or no?
Yeah. What, they faced again?
Yeah.
Maybe.
So I think that's his last.
Okay.
Well,
they
WWE
didn't
match.
face it at WrestleMania for sure.
Either way, he's done. But he was supposed to be having the whole buildup was he was supposed to have a feud with Mankind. So I'm wondering.
Now they're like, what
how
are we
they're
gonna do with Mankind? Okay,
Mhm.
I see what you're saying. Well, who knows? I don't know where it's going to go here. I mean, we know that this Undertaker thing with him doesn't really go away for a while. But next, I mean, he kind of, I think, turns face. Probably, is he face?
It's Attitude Era, remember?
Right,
Because
like
it doesn't matter.
once he gets his like white button up and starts like making pretty funny actually.
I mean, at that point he's pretty face. Yeah. Yeah. When does he do his with the tie and everything?
Right. I know. I mean, that's one of the things I'm excited to see.
He's slowly saying "Have a nice day," but he's not saying it a lot.
Right.
Right.
He's still doing creepy shit. He's gotten some pretty good creepy promos still.
Yeah. So we'll see where this goes. But either way, I'm here for it. Do you want to move on to the main event match?
I think so.
Undertaker versus Triple H with China. And she's ringside.
She's I wondered here if she's gonna like do anything to Undertaker because like she's not.
Well, they talked about that in commentary.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, usually China helps her out. We don't know about this one.
Yeah.
He's not quite the Bart Gunn. You can't just pick him up and slam him.
No, I bet she probably.
She probably could.
She probably.
If she could do Bart Gunn, she can do this. So Taker still has this bandage on from his flash con, and he's got some red and purple bruising or scarring or whatever.
Is that your line of the night? Because it's my line of the night.
What's up?
King says that Undertaker looks like his injury makes him look like Mikhail Gorbachev, former president of the Soviet Union.
It's a good line. It's a good line.
Which is, for you history buffs, it's kind of exactly what he looked like.
Yeah.
If you guys don't get it, it's fine. You don't need to learn it. It's history, so forget about it. Forget about it.
We could
Put
it there.
Gorbachev?
We can put it there.
Can you put it there with this new background?
Yeah, I can put it there.
You just make the whole background that, or no?
Yeah.
No, it's just
No.
you put it up.
God damn it! I give you a little bit, dude. I give you a little bit.
I don't need you.
And
putting
now you
stuff
want?
there.
Oh my
These
god!
These people have Googled. They can look up Gorbachev. They can do it. You don't need to put it up.
Okay.
Just I want to get these episodes out, dude. I don't need you
All right.
editing everything, putting pictures of like Sonny right here. You know? They can Google Sonny. There's way better things to Google about Sonny than what we put right here.
Yeah,
You
we'll
know?
try to keep you updated as much as possible. By the time you're probably actually watching this, Sonny probably offed herself before she had to go to prison.
Well, I'd like to see coverage of her court trial more. Like, this Amber Heard, Johnny Depp thing's happening.
Yeah.
Love to see some, like, really just...
Are you following that at all?
I just see it on, like...
I follow like little bits
Yeah.
of like I don't really care.
It seems like the most bullshit trial I've ever heard.
Well, yeah, but also it's just like
I don't really... I'm like, whatever.
like Johnny Depp has a ton of fucking money. Like
Right.
he'll be okay.
Yeah,
like whether
yeah.
he like whatever
Whatever.
happens. Like
Right.
who gives a shit?
Yeah.
You know.
Captain Jack.
Yeah. I'm more into the Casey Anthony trial. I went back.
Oh, wow. Well, took the Wrestle Festival without me? Dude, come on.
You said that earlier.
Yeah.
You said that. Hey, don't be taking that Russell Fest without me. Yeah. You're like, yeah, so what'd you see? Who'd you do? I'm like, I didn't do her. She's got like a weird following. People want to bang her.
Yeah. Which you think would be counterproductive to living,
Yeah, well, she's famous now. Speaking of famous, back to what I was saying about we do get to see a famous there. Taker hits a famouser on Triple H.
Really? Wow.
And it was impeccable. It looked like Billy Gunn out there. It was a great famouser.
I love it.
Yeah. But it gets a little smoky in the arena.
The
right
whole
now.
arena is really smoky when they do the
When they do the pyro, but
For
it gets,
the
it gets a little bit smokier after for some reason. They already did the pyro, and it's still a little bit
It was
smoky.
the day after 420.
I don't think it was because of that.
Oh,
They
no.
pan over to a woman in the crowd. And she's
Mm.
like front row,
Puffing?
puffing a cigar.
You know who does that? Marlena. But she wouldn't be. She
Yeah,
wouldn't be there, right?
She wouldn't. She's next to a guy. No makeup, mind you. And
That's
a
so
hat.
weird for the 90s. A
And
guy not wearing makeup.
And it looks kind of, if I were to say, kind of looks like gold dust.
Oh, okay, okay.
Like without makeup on,
Right.
you know.
And
Kind of looks like Terry Reynolds. Not
Terry
quite
Reynolds.
Marlena, but Terry Reynolds.
That's what. And JR kind of breaks kayfabe. That's Dustin and Terry. And he's like, I mean, Goldust and Marlena.
Well, in their street clothes.
Yeah,
they call
right.
them by
So
their
you
street
gotta-
name. Yeah. So interesting.
That, yeah, they're just sitting there. I wonder how long they were there, but they're just sitting front row watching the match.
Yeah, next to Bret Hart's parents.
Stu
and what was her name?
Stu and Linda.
Yeah.
I think I wrote them down here.
I definitely
somewhere.
forgot about Stu, but Stu is
No,
definitely
Stu and
his name.
something. I thought I had a quote from them that what's his name said, but I guess not. King did make a quote about them that I thought was pretty funny. I'm just trying to think about what it was, but I don't think I'm gonna get it. But I already had my line of the night anyway.
I'm here for the King quotes.
Dude, it was a good joke. It was a good joke. It was a great joke, even.
All right, so they're ringside, sitting front row, so we'll see how that plays out. The match is going on. It was a really good match, and I forget how well Triple H is with like other good opponents in the ring. Like the way he sells shit is like just on par with HBK. Really, it's like maybe a little notch below, but he's really good at it as well. So Mankind is at the top of the ramp with a blowtorch.
Yeah, that
ready to burn the rest of
Okay,
Undertaker's
well,
face.
flash cotton. I'll see your flash cotton and raise you a blowtorch with a whole thing of gasoline.
Yeah, Captain Blow torch.
Oh.
I'm pretty fucking high right now, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, so Taker sees him with the blowtorch and is just like, what I've been saying about Ahmed earlier, he's like, well, let me just get this choke slam over with, because you still have to walk down.
Right.
So he lands the choke slam just to make sure Triple H is, dead. And Taker gets hit with the propane tank as he, what is it? Is it a propane tank that's attached to the blowtorch?
Probably propane, butane,
Yes.
isopropane.
Hits Undertaker with it, and no bueno, right? That can't feel good.
No, that probably hurts a lot.
So then they get in the ring, and Mankind keeps hitting him with this propane tank that's attached to the blowtorch. And then Mankind is trying to get the blowtorch started to hit Undertaker in the face with it. Undertaker ends up grabbing the throat, and then they start going at it.
Yeah, it's real, a little back and forth actually for a while. But the Mankind does get the upper hand here towards the end.
Yeah, they're fighting, and it ends up going out into the crowd. And Triple H is down, and while Chyna is watching Mankind and Undertaker go into the crowd, she's like, wow, this is something.
Yeah.
This is something.
Whoa! It's like Luca Brasi in The Godfather, when the Italians choke him. But it's Marlena.
But his neck's so thick that you can't really choke him out. Yeah.
But it's Marlena with
Hey, that's uncomfortable.
Hey. I'm refereeing here. Yeah, Marlena's choking out Chyna. And then,
With what appears to be like the strap of a purse.
is it a purse or a belt? I thought it was a belt.
Oh, I think it was a purse.
Yeah, she wasn't wearing pants, so a belt wouldn't really make any sense.
Yeah. No, some chicks wear it above like their stomach, like they're Santa Claus for some reason.
It accentuates
Is
the
that
bust
is
line.
that fad out where chicks would just like wear the belt, like the brown belt, over like?
Was it Cody Rhodes does that? Like with his matches, he wears like that weightlifting belt.
Oh
That's
yeah.
kind of like that, right?
Is that what Americans do?
Yeah, American Nightmare.
What a nightmare. Oh, you fucking... Had a thing going, dude. So yeah, she's choking out China and is getting the upper hand on this.
Yeah.
And then Triple H wakes up, he's attacking Goldust, and there's just a big kerbopple going on there.
Dude, you want to look at my notes?
Did you say kerbopple?
Yeah.
No way, dude. No fucking way.
We're making kerbopple a thing now.
We're making kerbopple a thing.
Like
By
I
the
said,
way,
it's a kerbopple and a half out there, actually.
By the way, I don't know if I knew this earlier, but maybe I forgot about it. Kerbopple is just crabapple.
Yeah. No, I know.
Just said a different way.
It's pronounced differently, yeah.
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 Kerbopple.
Sounds like a kerbopple. So yeah, kerbopple going on there, and I'm okay with the Raw ending right here, but it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
Stone Cold comes back out the way we fucking started.
Yeah.
With a Stone Cold in-ring promo. And it's him and V-Man again. So Vince is interviewing him same way as we started this episode. And he's
Well,
asking,
do you think so? Like, do you think they're like, oh, well, man, we got like 10 more minutes to kill. What do we do?
I thought that.
Just put Stone Cold back out there. He'll figure it out.
I thought that there was too much time left. I'm like, this is a weird way to end it. But I think you're right. And I think that this helped amplify everything. No, it couldn't have. And I'll tell you why. So Stone Cold is in-ring promo, and he's asking Stone Cold, he goes, do you feel accomplished tonight? You took Bret to the hospital, you did this, you did that. How do you feel? Do you feel good? And Stone Cold says, basically that he's a lone wolf. Everyone wanted Bret Hart to go. They wanted him in an ambulance, but he was the only one that had to do it. None of the other wrestlers helped out.
And he said that to the fans.
To the
He's like,
fans.
the fans are all cheering for him. He's over. He's so over. And he's like, well, here you all cheering for me, but y'all didn't help me do shit. I did it by myself.
What did he want?
I don't
Did he
think
want the
cares.
entire fans to just jump Bret Hart?
He's just playing up. I put in my notes. He's playing this
him up.
anti-hero
Yeah.
character so well. That like everybody's behind him, but he doesn't get too.
But he's
shits.
not calling people out with like signs. He's like, you're waving your 316 signs. I don't give a damn.
Yeah.
Like, okay. He doesn't even care if you make a sign.
He doesn't want you to be a fan. That's why everybody wants to be a fan.
And
it's like the perfect.
Do you
freaking
see
scam.
Vince smiling during this entire interview?
Yeah.
And then he even calls Vince out. He's like, and this guy over here wants to hop on the Stone Cold bandwagon because I'm selling more T-shirts and, making the ratings great. And then he says, he goes, and just to let you know, when I win the WWF title, I ain't gonna be no role model.
Yeah. And Vince laughs through that too, doesn't he?
Yes, yeah.
And,
He literally looks like what he did with like HBK in the ring, just like so giddy.
Yeah.
But right after that, Owen and Bulldog come out and they start attacking Stone Cold again.
Yeah.
So,
You know what I noticed here is Vince tries to like jump in and help. He like tries
Is
to
that
like
right?
yeah, he like tries to go like grab him and they just gotta push him away and he falls.
Wow.
Yeah, like
Really?
he tries to jump in on Stone Cold's behalf, which is insane. Like thinking about the next 25 years or like however long of their relationship, 5-10 years that he's active. Like they're mortal enemies. But he tries to go help him and then the Bulldog or Owen just pushes him and he goes flying into
That's
the turnbuckle,
hilarious.
man. So yeah, that was pretty funny. That was pretty funny there.
Yeah. Right after that, again, a repeat of what happens next. Shawn Michaels comes out with the chair again.
Saves the day.
Saves
Wrestling
the day.
Jesus, we call him.
So Owen and Bulldog scurry away before they get any more chair shots, and that is the end of the Raw.
Could it have been
This
any
is a
better?
9.9.
Could it have been any better? 9.9 or 10 out of 10? How could it have been better?
It's a 9.9 for me. This Raw is a 9.9. How can it be better? There's enough chair shots. We get to see Ahmed. There wasn't enough loose cannons.
Oh, yeah. Wouldn't it have been great if, like, just Brian Pillman came out and attacked Stone Cold at the end there?
Because that's exactly what happens, guys. This is where we go from 9.9 to a 10.
10 out of 10.
Brian Pillman comes out
Out of
and
nowhere.
attacks Stone Cold. And did you see this chair shot that he hit with the back?
Oh, dude, it bent the chair.
Did you see the rim of the chair?
Yeah.
He smacks him so hard in the back, and the rim of the chair. Am I saying, is it brim? The brim of the chair.
Brim.
I'm saying rim?
Brim.
Which
brim.
still works,
Yeah,
right?
it's about brim or brim.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
It's like Robert or Rob.
Okay. So the brim of the chair that isn't a word. Knacks him?
Knacks him in the head.
Whacks him in the back of the head hard. So that was the hardest chair shot I've seen.
That was his
yet.
receipt, dude.
I thought that exact same thing. I go, that's got to be a receipt for something.
From the whole last time we saw Brian Pillman and Stone Cold when he Pillmaned him.
Yeah.
They made a whole thing out of it.
Well, let's change gears here because now Pillman is trying to Pillman
Whoa.
Stone Cold here.
Finally, he gets his revenge.
Tries to.
What do you think? Jesus comes and saves him again?
Some might say it's Jesus. Shawn Michaels comes
Jesus
back
Christ.
up and breaks
Do you
it
think
out.
there's like 3 Shawn Michaels back there? What
There's-
kind of knee injury guy has some this kind of energy?
It might be his apostles or something.
Oh, Paul. Thomas. Peter.
What did you say last time? I was talking about Tommy.
Doubting Thomas.
Doubting Thomas,
Yeah.
dude. And we're right at 55 minutes. I think that's the quickest we
Guys,
can
watch
do it.
this Raw, though.
This
is
Raw was good. 10 out of 10. I really don't know what. I think I would have lost hope if these Raws were like this for the
Well,
next,
we've been saying it. They're going to get better. They're going to get... And this was awesome. There's no way this next Raw is going to be this good.
You want to go watch it?
Yeah, we should go
Okay,
watch it.
All
Let's
right.
see.
Guys, that is it for us tonight. I hope you enjoyed this Raw. Please watch it if you are so inclined. If not, keep subscribing, keep donating, keep this podcast moving. Robert Ross, Tom Bowich, good night.
And God bless wrestling.